A very powerful crypto hater has just resigned from the SEC. We're going to talk XRP price at the end because the volume and price are both blowing up going into the weekend. The Blockchain Association has the first 100 days outlined, and whoa, if we even get half of it done, we're going to have a great time. The Bitcoin Act, that's right, the United States plans to buy 1 million BTC in order to slash debt.
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Maybe we even get lucky and BTC hits 100,000 while we're recording. But before we get into crypto news, you the viewer matter most. That's right, put comments ahead of the news because I do this show for you. Mars23 says, even if Gensler pulls a Hinman, it would be shut down by the new chairman and Trump's pick as the chairman or chairwoman. Oh, it gets even better. Because an SEC commissioner who's anti-crypto just resigned, so now you're going to have even more pro-crypto action at the SEC. God, what a good news day. Jason Chalosky, hope I said that right, says, appreciate the content, Mr. Klaus. Appreciate the views and appreciate y'all taking the time to comment. Pop Jerkari says, Klaus, Gary represented the face of corruption against Ripple and is leaving. Now we should have a level playing field and no more excuses. Good point. What other excuses are there for XRP? I mean, the reality is until the case is officially over, I could see that. But once the case is over, Gary's gone. Is there really anything getting in the way of XRP? Bitcoin's sitting at 99,060, while ETH is 3279. XRP ADA deep in the green, along with XLM up 34% last 22 or 24 hours to 32 cents. XRP hanging out at $1.43, up 22% on the news that Gary is going to be resigning. Oh, we're sliding deeper into BTC season. Why? Because BTC is getting ready to touch all-time highs. Yeah, while the majority of the market here is not at all-time highs, BTC is. Hence, you're seeing more movement into the BTC preference. Extreme greed right now of 87, not the highest we've seen. The highest we've seen was in March of earlier this year. But overall, the market is holding strong. Volume is still healthy at 212 billion. Market cap near 3.3 trillion dollars. The Blockchain Association urges Trump to consider crypto regulatory reform in the first 100 days of presidency. Your arrival in Washington, D.C. has the potential to change that reality, stated Blockchain Association CEO Kristen Smith. This is what they said. I'm just going to highlight this really quick, okay? Because if half this happens, we're freaking sitting pretty. It is going to be a great, juicy Q1 and Q2 of 2025. Proposed reform initiatives to transform crypto oversight. The 5-point reform plan presented to President-elect Trump outlines a strategic approach to revamping cryptocurrency regulation, emphasizing a need for balance between innovation and consumer protection. Here are their 5 points. Addressing the challenges of congressional gridlock. This one I am concerned with, and here's why. Yes, do we have control of the House, Senate, and presidency of pro-crypto people? Yeah. But does the government work efficiently? No, of course they don't. Don't be fooled, everyone. The government is still inefficient as shit no matter who's in it. Now, mostly crypto people, though, are in control now, which is great, but they're just not efficient, okay? So that's the first one. Ending debanking practices and regulatory overreach. This would be a big one because then you would also see the repeal of SAB 121, taking more power away from the SEC. Leadership changes. Well, we've already been seeing some appointments happen, but we're still waiting for a bunch of key positions to have appointments. And as that breaks, I will share that with you because, oh my gosh, it's been tons of crypto bros and gals that have been rumored for these spots. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Creating a collaborative regulatory framework. That's right. You want to work with both sides of the aisle so that everyone's happy, or at least make them as happy as you can. Now, that's the 5-point plan. And like I said, if even half of this gets done, we're sitting pretty. The Bitcoin Act, proposed by Senator Lumens. Interesting. The U.S. plans 1 million BTC buy over the next several years. Lumens says we could cut our debt in half in 20 years by buying 1 million BTC. The plan seeks to acquire 1 million BTC over 5 years to reduce the national debt by 50% within 2 decades by incorporating BTC into its asset strategy. Lumens doubled down on BTC's potential to slash the national debt, describing it as a hedge against economic risks. The plan also introduces cryptographically tested proof of reserves to enhance transparency. In initial, $6 billion in annual earnings from the Federal Reserve will fund the reserve alongside measures affirming citizens' property rights for Bitcoin and self-custody. That would be good. That would be really good. Are you going to be able to sell gold to buy BTC? No, that shit is hell won't pass. But if you want to fight for the right for self-custody, I think we're cool with that. You can fight for the right to party too. By the way, everyone, happy fucking Friday. You made it to the weekend, and it's a juicy good weekend. I hope you got some party plans scheduled. Now, you want something really juicy? How about another crypto hater resigning? And the reason they're resigning is they know that things are changing, and they don't want to work in a hostile environment where they're not liked. Oh, that's sad. SEC Commissioner Jaime Lizagara to step down in January. Bloomberg Law reports that the former congressional aide is said to leave the agency on January 17th, a few days before Gary. 3 days, in fact. Lizaragra, Gensler, and Caroline Crenshaw are the 3 Democratic commissioners amongst the SEC's 5 members, and 2 of them are leaving. Holy shit. Notably, Lizaragra and Gensler, I hope I say it right, I'm sorry if I'm not, will exit as Trump, elected on November 5th, gets into office and expects things being pro-crypto. This is what Lizaraga said regarding his resignation. In reflecting on the challenges that lie ahead, we decided that it's in the best interest of our family to close this chapter in my 34-year public service journey, he said in a statement quoted by Bloomberg Law. Well, guess what? That's what happens when you get your ass checked. That's what happens when a government decides to, hey, overreach. Hey, regulation by enforcement. Hey, not working with people. Oh, come on into our offices, fill out the forms, it's super easy. Meanwhile, you go into the office, they're like, what forms are you talking about? I don't think you're even in the right office. You need to go across the street. And then you go across the street and they're like, oh, well, the forms that you need are in that office over there. And you're like, you mean the one across the street or the one that they just told me to go over here? They're like, yes. But what you need to do is you need to get that form from them first to show us that so that we can give you this form. That's what it was like at the SEC. So another one bites the dust. Good riddance. Get the fuck out of here. Let's let the good times roll. Speaking of good times rolling, how about 20 billion in volume with XRP? How about $1.42 price action on the news that Gary G is resigning January 20th? What a great Christmas present Gary gave us all. A healthy 30% pump. Thanks, Gary. Now let's take a look at those candlesticks and see what stands out. Now, in the 1 day, whoa, girlfriend, this chart has been looking crazy, but let's zoom in a little bit to see what it's saying. And right now, we're looking at this. Where was the support, everyone? Quite obvious, right there at 135 even. When you see a candlestick that stops even, like dead even at 135, you know that's where everyone had their orders. That's where everyone is saying, hey, look, we're going to buy to keep support. If it gets to 135 or less, we're buying, buying, buying. And they did. So as soon as we hit that 135, we popped right back up. We're sitting at 144.7. Now, this move, though, this move is a big one because you've seen time and time again, right? We kind of touch some action, we get pushed back. We touch some action, we push back. Touch some action, push back. But we've been growing on all of these moves. And we got more good news to go. Now, I'm going to share something with you, okay? And I just want you to see this, okay? And remember, don't shoot the messenger, but watch what happens when we scroll out to the 1 month where XRP is up 173%. We're going to compare it with Bitcoin because I want you to see something, okay? XRP in the last month up that 173% while Bitcoin is up 50%. Very, very respectable. Now, what happens when you zoom out a year? When you zoom out a year, you can see that XRP is still leading BTC, but BTC is super close at up 138%. So this recent movement, and I'm sorry, I had that backwards. BTC is up over the year while XRP is up 129%. So you can see BTC's move has been engulfing XRP's almost this entire time, with just recently it changing. And when did it change? The 14th of November. And when did it really, really change? The 21st, when Gary announced his resignation. Let's keep seeing the good news with XRP happen as XRP is separating itself from BTC. It is moving on organic news related to it, like the SEC change, like the Gensler change, like the regulatory change. This is good times, everyone, as we're up 22% in the last 24 hours. So you got another resignation at the SEC from one of the Democrats that are anti-crypto. And I get it. It's probably not going to be a fun environment when all of a sudden, if you believe in this, and then all of a sudden the agency you work for now starts believing in this. That is very, very different. And why is it that you know how to bug me and give me kisses when I'm trying to do my outro, buddy? Go bug them. But either way, that's another big move for us. Because think about how the SEC works is this. There's 5 people. And as of right now, there are 2 people that are Democratic, 2 people that are Republican, and the 5th one is Gary, which is obviously what everyone, Democratic. So that means anti-crypto majority. So now of that 5, you have Gary resigning. You got another one resigning. That leaves 2 pro-crypto Republicans and 1 crypto-hating Democrat. You know what's going to happen, right? That's right, everyone. It's going to be stacked in Republican pro-crypto favor over at the SEC, ushering in a new version of crypto. Because the run we saw in 2021 into 2022, that was stifled. That was muffled. There was money sitting on the sidelines going, we don't have regulatory clarity. It's the Wild West. There's a lot of hack scams and schemes. What do we do? Well, guess what? That's all getting cleared up right now. And you're seeing XRP and other alts out there move on this juicy action. Now, XRP, what am I thinking? I want to see what happens with this weekend. If we hang out this weekend and we're north of $1.35, where we saw that initial resistance where I just showed you right there, or that initial support, well, you know what? That will be a good thing for me. So I'm trying to hope, fingers crossed, that we're $1.35, but the reality is I think we're going to be doing way better because there's so much more bullish news coming down the pipe. So hit the subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out. And as always, everyone, choo-choo, bitches.